Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the 2024 Kilkerran 8 Sherry Cask, 57.4% ABV. And besides my consistent counterpart here, Dustin, we have our good friend Keith from the Malted Man Cave. Keith.
Former friend after this thing. Kilkerran.
Apparently Dustin is done buying Kilkerran, but if I can get
the 8 years.
If I can get a Springbank J.A. Mitchell, Campbelltown product for at MSRP, I'm going to buy it, even if it's not that great.
I get it. And I've enjoyed Kilkerran for the most part. I loved them when they first came out with the 12s.
Yeah, they've gone downhill. They've had some hits and misses.
Yeah, the 12s have not been getting better, and let's just say I've not been a fan of this series. So let's find out if they've improved. Some of you out there have been telling me they've been better.
I tell you what,
blaming all of you.
Keith, we're basically regarded in the whiskey community as Kilkerran haters.
Yes,
is what we've been called. We've been called worse.
Well, Springbank, Longrow, and Hazelburn are better than Kilkerran. I've had a couple of Kilkerrans that were great.
As is Glen Scotia.
Yeah, I've had a couple Kilkerrans that were great, but there's some just average.
Let's get to it.
There's a really nice note in here.
Yeah, Sherry Cask. You get the Sherry Cask sweetness right off the bat.
There's also crayons in here, like I've never smelled before.
What color?
Honestly, I think they melted a brown. They melted a brown and a red, Mike.
I always get a bamboo. Not always. A lot of times I get a bamboo note with Kilkerran.
I get it in this big time.
Yeah.
Bamboo floors.
Which can be sometimes pleasant, but sometimes Kilkerran it gets overly strong, and that's, I think, why I don't like Kilkerran as much when that bamboo note gets too intense.
The ethanol notes here are on the high side. This is what, 57?
57.3, I believe. 57.4, forgive me.
Okay, they're a little high for that.
It's got a little nice red jammy butter, toast.
Strawberry marmalade or something. Strawberry preserves.
Yeah, I'm really liking that sweetness from the sherry cask. Yeah, Mike. So I've had the first two releases, and I believe this is the fourth. I'd have to double check. Could be the fifth. Either way, the first two did not use what I consider good sherry casks. The first one was that heavy bamboo, and the second one was just straight up egg fart sulfur notes for the first year, and then it kind of became just sulfur.
I like the first one better than you guys did, but not as much as everybody else in the whiskey community did. Now the second one, it was very unique and almost too much. I still enjoyed it, and you guys gave me the less.
I like the second actually significantly more than the first one because it also had this really nice creme brulee note. Anyway, this is actually giving me really nice fruity notes, which is what I want from a sherry cask. I'm okay with some earthiness, but I do prefer heavy fruits, and this is definitely doing that.
I agree, Dustin. Yeah, this is sweet, fruit forward, a little bit of earthiness. It's a nice whiskey. What is this again? 8 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, for 8 years old, it's hard to do an 8-year-old whiskey well.
Yeah,
in
that's
general.
Generally why you shouldn't make 8-year-old whiskey.
It's got some good oily barley sugar notes. Nice viscosity.
There are some brown sugar notes to this too. A little bit of golden wheat.
Yeah.
I actually like the barley note you're talking about, Keith. And it doesn't, again, that crayon note, it's starting to actually kind of come out, which is good because that's one of my biggest complaints of some of the Kilkerrans is that they overdo that note.
It's a brown rust crayon.
Not pleasant.
Got to get the 128 pack, not the 64 pack.
Like I said, they melted a brown and a red.
Yeah. Brown rust.
A little bit of chocolate coming through.
Yeah. Slight.
Actually, a decent bit now that I kind of sloshed it a little bit here, and it really brought some chocolate note. Anyway.
Floral, not much.
I tell you what, though, every time I try to really get in here, the alcohol does kind of chase me out a little bit. It's surprisingly, it's not a bad ethanol note, but it is a little more than I expected.
You want to do the palate?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Chocolate, earthy wheat. I was just on a farm not long ago.
Yeah.
Pumpkin patch, and there is kind of an earthy dirt plus like a
straw wheat.
Yeah, straw wheat. Walking.
Chaff.
Walking in a cornfield. There was a corn maze. It smells like a corn maze.
Yeah,
kind of does. It tastes like the corn maze.
This is shockingly good.
In the best way.
Yeah, I mean, this has got the sweet chocolatey fruitiness up front. Mm-hmm. To your point, I'm getting like a heavy brown sugar, earthy wheat meets hay kind of a thing going on.
Yep.
But it's not offensive. It's not too earthy. And again, it's got a brightness and sweetness here, but they've really managed to get the Kilkerran sweet flavors to come forward without killing it with cask and killing it with. Sometimes I just think the way they're. I'm a little questioning of how Kilkerran peats their whiskey because I've noticed a lot of inconsistency. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe they're exploring with different levels of peat. But I've not been a super big fan of their heavy peat pushes. This is kind of light on peat. It's not lacking it, but I like what they did here.
I also like what they did here, Dustin. I usually go into Kilkerran reviews not expecting to be impressed, keeping a very low expectation of things, so I'm not disappointed. And you know what? I came in with that exact same opinion, and I keep looking for things to be negative about with this whiskey. I really can't find a ton of it. You know, Kilkerran... I'm sorry, Dustin. Kilkerran to me was always a guy who didn't dress for his age, is the best way I can say it. You know what I mean? Like
For a Campbelltown.
Yeah, just there was something off about, kind of how they were doing things. I mean, jean shorts and a headband isn't cool for a 64-year-old guy in 2004. It was a lot of disjointed parts, but I think on this one, it almost seems like
So it's three slovenly dressed guys pushing 40.
Right.
The 50.
I'm pushing 50. Dare I say, they actually really found their audience, got a proper haircut and a proper attire for who they are. Everything fits here. And it complements, here's the big thing. It complements their whiskey well.
The alcohol note is a little sharp here, but I think it actually works in that it just intensifies the flavor. And I think there is a funkiness here in the mid-palate that I'm not loving. But, it's kind of Kilkerran. It's 8-year-old whiskey. I can't be too picky for an 8-year-old. Although I will say at $100, it's not like they
Was
give
it?
you...
I don't think I paid $100 for this.
It would have been 95-ish.
You sure? I don't think
You got it at Party Source for sure.
Remember, we're not talking about Party Source anymore. I'm so sick of talking because you can't find stuff anymore. So I get that bamboo's there, but it's not too much. It's just enough that where I like it. It's got that barley sugar, little like buttery toast, preserved strawberry jam, a little bit of cinnamon, but not too much. I like cinnamon in whiskey. Sometimes it can be overdone where it's like red hot and it's like, it just takes over. A little slight milk chocolate. It's not dark chocolate, like a little milk chocolatey.
Very nice chocolate note in this.
Yeah. Maybe malt ball even, but definitely not dark.
Yeah, I can almost get malted milk balls.
Yeah.
Whoppers.
The bamboo note almost sashays to me again into almost a corn stalk for the most part. But and I really mean this in the best way possible. Like that sweet corn that's kind of lingering in there with a little bit of earthiness. Man, I'm actually enjoying this whiskey.
Yeah.
That chaff note, that like straw, like wheat, corn stalk, like
it's something like that. It's something very similar.
All right, so Keith, you got all your notes in. So I want to get into the nose with water, but I want to let you finish.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, okay. Go for it.
Yeah, so I added some water. Initially, I just got like a wood glue that was like, whoa, that is not good.
You put a lot of water in there.
But
Tip your glass a little bit.
Once that subsided for a second, now it's actually just beautiful milk chocolate and that kind of, again, malted, chocolate ball kind of thing going on. Brown sugar definitely coming through. Actually, with water, I actually think it really improved.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it picked up, because it cleaned it up a little bit. But again, but initially there was like a straight glue note that was like, ooh. Like I made a face there at first. I was like, oh boy, I'm scared.
This is a good 8-year-old, man.
Yeah. I tell you what, the glue note to me came off vanilla, but I think we're talking about the same note there.
It was sour vanilla.
Correct. Yeah, it tasted like very like
Elmer's wood glue.
I have a kid. Sometimes the bottle's left out.
Ooh, yeah.
It tasted like a very sour milk note eventually at first, but it wiped away pretty quickly. And I tell you what, then it's just a nice cocoa.
What type of milk?
Stop. But then it's turned into a super nice cocoa, man. I tell you what, it's a rare occasion that I'm kind of impressed with this whiskey.
Marshmallow fluff a little bit. Could like vanilla marshmallow fluff,
sure.
milk chocolate.
I can get a bit of that.
Almost like s'mores.
Without the graham cracker.
I tell you what,
without
with
the graham cracker.
sipping it with water, it is heavy cinnamon, but like not over the top intensity. A little graham cracker, like you said there. Nice light milk chocolate notes. Unfortunately, I lost the red fruits, which kind of ruins like the best part of that whiskey initially was that nice red fruit. And now it's got like a really tame kind of barley forward. Like this is kind of like what I would say would be if you had a Kilkerran barley, this is what I'd want. But it's not Kilkerran sherry, so it's like, I know the chocolate's probably from the sherry.
That wheat note's a golden wheat, and it's sweet. Mm-hmm. That's why I keep comparing it to corn stock, because corn smells sweet in the air. You know what I mean? I
It's
kept
kind of
saying
a mix. It's like
I
corn
kept-
stalks and it's like barley chaff and
Yeah, but that sweetness it's covering it. That's why I said earlier in the best possible way.
Yeah, if you guys know bourbon, this is like a Heaven Hill wheat, not a Buffalo Trace wheat.
All right, Dustin, let's get to whiskey score time. It's Keith's bottle, so how we're going to do this. We're going to Dustin first and then straight across. What are you thinking, big guy?
All right, I was going to go higher than I expected initially and was thinking like an 85. But as we've added water, we've gone more into it. I'm actually going up to an 86. And I would not be opposed if you guys convinced me to go to 87. I might be, just because I started too low, I may be 1 point low. But I'm going to say 86 for now.
I'm absolutely in an 87. I actually have enjoyed this whiskey.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And usually Kilkerran's like 82s, 84. You know what I mean? 80. I almost went to 88 because I do enjoy this whiskey. There's a couple things that are slightly not my thing here, and slightly I still slightly need to work on. But this is one of my more enjoyable Kilkerrans for the money. 8 years old, 87.
Yeah.
I mean, let me put it a different way. I cannot think of a better 8-year-old.
Not too many. Not too many out there that I can think of off the top of my head.
I mean, there's been some single casks and stuff.
Sure.
But that's cheating.
Yeah, maybe the first Talisker, I never even had the first Talisker, but maybe I've heard great things about that. For an 8-year-old,
Which was like 6 casks because that was one of like 2,000 something
That one
bottles.
was a good one. This one's a good one too, though.
yeah, my point is for 8 years old, this is a well-done whiskey.
And I don't want to score it as an 8-year-old whiskey, though. I'm scoring it as a whiskey. So
Yeah.
That's why I gave him an 87, but that's a high end of anything I've given an 8-year-old.
that's a great score for a 12-year-old. That's what I'm getting at.
I completely agree with you, Dustin, and I will say I think finally this gentleman finally dressed for his figure.
This is they finally used good sherry casks on one of these.
Maybe a belly shirt isn't for you, sir.
It's definitely not for me.
Sir, I just want to point out,
accentuate the positive. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hey,
all.
What are those shirts that they make it tight here and really? That's what I need.
Yeah.
well, it's kind of like this. Like, so I buy like a standard Under Armour like shirt.
No one cares.
They fit just fine when I'm standing. As soon as I go to do this, I got a belly shirt, and no one needs to see that.
I'm at 87 too, man. You're gonna be
whiskey.
hard pressed to find a better 8-year-old out there.
I agree.
For the money, I don't think I paid as much as you're saying I'm paying, but he's the party source expert. We already said it. I'm sick
He
of
bought
telling
it for you, I'm sure.
No, I went
No, he
down
picked
there.
it up himself,
Picked
but no,
it on
I-
my own.
You made the trip, did you?
I did. I was
Nice.
down there. I don't know what I was on, a date or something. I was down there for something.
There you go.
Twins.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are our thoughts on this particular whiskey. Good Kilkerran. Good Kilkerran. The 2024 8-year-old, man, I tell you what, it's worth your time, especially for a Kilkerran fan.
Yeah, I mean, really, truthfully, this is enjoyable. It's got a couple off notes, but if you like anything in this realm, like
I got to see how this is received by the whiskey reviewers. I'm thinking the whiskey friend. He loves Kilkerran. I got to
You'll probably love this one.
I want to hear if he likes it better though than the other one.
Correct.
He's still sticking
Correct.
with those as being
I wanna
his
see-
favorites.
I want to see where the whiskey friend. I want to see where Alan's at on this one. Anyway, if you guys had a chance to try this, I would like to know what you guys think. Dustin and Keith, till next time. We'll wish the folks.
Happy drinking.
We'll see you then.